Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Welcome to Connecticut, the Mohegan Sun Reservation, where just 400 years ago, the Pequot tribe clashed with English colonists. Now, it's a new type of war at the Mohegan Sun Arena. It's the athletes of the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. And we've got the holiday spirit, so we've decided to give you the first 3 fights free. Here's 3 bangers with a bow on them, fully loaded, getting you ready for the full card on the BKFC app. And now that's going to include this explosive co-main event. The Gorilla Ninja Pat Casey always comes to scrap 2-2 at the BKFC, but the undefeated David Sanchez riding high with 2 straight finishes in the BKFC, looking to go 3-0 to wrap up 2025. And in the main event, batting down the hatches, because this one's going to shake the rafters of the arena. The Warrior of Christ, Anthony Garrett, is a mountain of a man, 6-5, dominating 3-0 record, but not to be outdone is Connecticut's Parker Porter, 2-0. Both first-round TKOs here at the Mohegan Sun. This is Porter's house. He'll do anything to defend it. Live tonight on the BKFC app. And welcome inside the Mohegan Sun Arena. We love coming to this place, and how fitting that we are going to wrap up the year here in this arena. I'm Cyrus Fees. We got Fight Night Mohegan for you, an incredible night of fights to cap off an amazing year here with the BKFC. Now, folks, it's kind of crazy. We are wrapping up 2025 here, but we're going to be back in just 4 weeks to kick off 2026, and that's going to lead us in to Knuckle Mania 6. Now, this week we learned a lot at the press conference. Of course, on top of the card, Ben Rothwell, Andre Arlovsky for the very 3rd time. That is going to be for the BKFC Heavyweight Championship. We got Lorenzo Hunt, Yoel Romero, amazing. Bonner and Soto too, Masan Wong and Pittman. So many great things. Knuckle Mania 6, February 7th from the Xfinity Mobile Arena. We're looking to sell it out again and to break some serious records. Go to BKFC.com and get lined up for that. But there's even more. How about the BKFC? That's right, January 2027. You still got a whole year to get locked in. Scan the QR code on the screen right now and be a part of the very first combat sports event on the water. It is going down. BKFC SCA. You see what we did there. Scan that QR code. You don't want to miss it. We're going to Bahamas. We're having fights. Lots of soft serve ice cream. There's a lot of things going to be happening on that cruise, and we hope that you're going to be there as well. So here we are, Mohegan Sun. They're literally coming in here as we speak. This is where everybody in the Northeast comes to gamble, have a good time, and see big events, and that's what you're going to get here tonight. So let's go ringside to our commentary team, Sean Willock, Chris Lytle. Gentlemen, it's a heavyweight main event. That's a present I can get behind.
Thank you, Cyrus. Indeed, 2 elite heavyweights, Chris, in our main event. Parker Porter versus Anthony Garrett. In BKFC, these 2 heavyweights are a combined 5-0 with 5 first-round finishes.
Nobody wanting to go past 1 round, and these 2 guys have a sense of urgency. They both know this might be their last chance at that elusive world title. They both know this is a fight to make it happen. Whoever wins puts himself in a great position. That's why it's going to be a great fight tonight, Sean.
Tonight's fight odds are presented by BetBKFC.com.
You can see some good fights out, a lot of money to be made. I usually don't do the very first fight, but I really like Travis Demko at -233. I think that's a fantastic bet.
Alp Nicotine Pouches presents the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting, administered this evening by the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation. Punching in the active clinch is allowed. All kicks, knees, and elbows are illegal, as are all takedowns and submissions. We open tonight here in Mohegan Sun with a bout in the lightweight division. The numbers presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink for Travis Demko versus Ashton Canilia.
And Canilia with a slight half-inch reach advantage. That's not much. Demko does have a slight 2-inch height advantage.
This is the BKFC debut for Ashton Caniglia. His second bout overall in the sport of bare knuckle. Caniglia's had 17 pro MMA bouts. Ashton Caniglia told us in our fighter meeting, in this my BKFC debut, I want to be very calm, I want to be very patient, and I want to utilize smart, study pressure forward.
He knows what he likes to do. He likes to get inside. He wants to fight from there. Has to jab his way to get inside, throw to get in, and when he gets in, he's going to stay inside.
Caniglia said, on the inside, I'll work to the clinch, and I will be very heavy in the clinch. Caniglia also told us, I want to continually stay in front of my opponent, Travis Demko. Of Travis Demko, his opponent in this lightweight bout, Ashton Caniglia said, I definitely respect his boxing. I think Demko, Caniglia said, uses his reach well. I don't think that he will be as rugged as I will be on the inside.
Absolutely. Feels like he wants to make this a dogfight. Doesn't feel like his opponent has that. His opponent wants to make a nice, clean, technical bout. That's not what he wants. Get inside, rough him up, push him around, make it his fight.
Caniglia said, controlling the inside, that is my key to victory. This is the BKFC debut for Travis Demko. Demko is 8-1 in pro boxing, 5-2 in pro MMA. Demko told us, I feel that I'm an extremely adaptable fighter in boxing, in MMA, and I will bring that to BKFC. In this fighter meeting, Travis Demko also said, I want to stay long, be adaptable, and be smart from the outside.
Being smart, he says he has a very high fight IQ, knows he wants to utilize a lot of body punches, slow his opponent down, make it a much easier fight for himself.
Of his opponent, Ashton Caniglia, Travis Demko said, I think he's mainly a wrestler in MMA, and I think that Caniglia will try to clinch. Demko said, if we're in the clinch, I'm going to frame and then throw punches. That will be my quick exit.
But to make sure that doesn't happen, constant jabs, control the range. Every time his opponent steps close, he throws that jab. That's how he keeps him away.
To get our evening started here at Mohegan Sun, we send it to the always outstanding Jeff Houston.
Hello, hello, hello! Mohegan Sun! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mohegan Sun Arena here in Uncasville, Connecticut. And we welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to the #1 bare knuckle fighting organization in the world today. No gloves, no mercy, no way out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BKFC Fight Night! We are now set for our opening fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get bucked up. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, an even 148 pounds. His MMA record stands at 16 fights, and tonight he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, here is Ashton No Chance Caniglia. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears lime green. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, an even 155 pounds. His MMA record stands at 5 victories opposite 2 defeats, and tonight he also makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Staunton, Massachusetts, here is Travis the Outlaw Demko. And our referee in charge of the action, John English.
Travis Demko said, I want to continually be first while moving forward. That is how I will win this fight. Call of knuckle up from the excellent referee John English, who is making his BKFC debut in this bout, round number 1. Black trunks for Ashton Caniglia, green trunks for Travis Demko. Feint on the double jab from Demko.
And you can see Demko trying to squat down, stay low, get more in his opponent's height to stop those overhand punches.
Big left hand lands from Demko.
Oh!
To the inside and to the canvas goes Ashton Cornelia, ruled as a slip by John English. Hard right hand on the inside to the left hand. Forward pressure for Cornelia. The turn out from Demko.
Cornelia landed a good left hand. Demko ate that very well and kept coming forward.
Big overhand left, overhand right. Good pullback defensively by Demko, eluding those two Cornelia swings. Overhand right again from Cornelia. To the canvas goes Travis Demko, ruled a slip immediately by John English, right back to it. Hard right hand on the entry from Demko.
And both these guys are winging punches, John. They're looking for the knockout early.
There's a right hand on the turn. 55 seconds remaining, round number 1. We're in the lightweight division. There's the duck under from Cornelia, right hand. Demko resetting from the mid-range. Entry left hook from Demko. That was slick. Overhand left just off the mark.
And I love this fight, Sean. All power shots, not many jabs.
Counter right hand, another counter overhand right. Make it 3 from Cornelia on the overhand
Cornelia
right.
is landing those, but no effect. Demko just coming straight forward. No care for those punches. Doesn't bother him at all.
Big swings on the inside. Cornelia on the exit. Lands the overhand right again. Does Ashton Cornelia.
I mean, and that's got to frustrate you. If you're Cornelia, you land those hard right hands and it does nothing to somebody, that frustrates you.
A high-octane, high-volume round number 1. Travis Demko versus Ashton Cornelia. Both fighters in their BKFC debut. Swing and a miss from Cornelia. The bell, we go to round 2.
Sean, there was probably most of the punches thrown and landed were power shots. You don't see that too often, but wow, that has to be frustrating if you're Cornelia. You land several overhand rights. It did nothing to Demko. He continued to come forward. That is mentally frustrating. Demko landed a nice left hand. And look, you could just see the difference. And there's Cornelia landed those overhands again. Demko coming forward. At least when Demko landed those punches, you can see it affected Cornelia. And Cornelia looks tired already. That's an exhausting pace, throwing nothing but fastballs. There's a reason the pitchers, they can't throw all fastballs. You got those change-ups, curves. All fastballs really wears your arm out. Same thing in bare knuckle. You come out throwing nothing but hard shots. You only have so many you can do.
See the smear of blood under the right eye of Ashton Cornelia. Cornelia coming up to scratch. Joined at scratch by Travis Demko.
Good. Round 2.
Round number 2. Demko starting round 2, measured off of the jab. See the southpaw stance of Cornelia. Heavy feint from Demko on the feint step. Cornelia opening his chest, looking to land the big overhand left.
Both guys have eaten some hard punches. They're trying to say, okay, maybe I'll throw some feints this time. Try to set it up a little bit more instead of just running in.
Jab from Demko, good pullback defensively from Cornelia. Cornelia on the feint step, rangefinder jab from Demko. See the measuring from Travis Demko. See the mid-range.
You can just see Demko trying to set up an opportunity to throw that right hand. He's going to come winging with a wild overhand right.
There's a short right hand to step in, to step right back out from Ashton Cornelia. Demko again keeping his composure. Travis Demko through the center circle again to the mid-range left hand. Cornelia for the briefest of moments moved to ortho, right back to southpaw. Demko, as you see, staying in ortho using that high shoulder block. Shades of 1886 from Travis Demko.
What Demko needs to do, throw that jab, really work on Cornelia, getting him to throw that left, and then he can counter with his own right hand.
Not a Superman punch, but a leaping punch from Ashton Cornelia. Not a Superman punch, so that was legal under these unified rules of bare knuckle fighting. Right hand, left hand entry. Hard entry now from Cornelia. Getting double underhooks, right hand on this separation. Wide open in round 1, very measured. That's fair here in round number 2. Closing stages of round 2. You just heard the 10-second clack. Heavy feint from Demko, running forward again. Cornelia on the left hand.
Cornelia really starting to time his opponent with those overhand rights.
Next up, round 3.
Much more measured tactical round from Cornelia, and he landed several punches. Demko seemed to have problems entering.
That's what I'm talking about, my boy.
3 prelims coming your way, then it's our main card for Mohegan Sun. Scan the QR code on your screen to watch. You can also go online to BKFC.com. Our main event, pivotal in the heavyweight division. The UFC veteran 2-0 Parker Porter versus 3-0 Anthony Garrett.
And here's that awkward left hand coming in. Like you said, it almost looked like it was going to be a Superman punch. You're not going to see anybody do that in training. You're not used to that punch. Like, where is this punch coming from? So awkward, so unorthodox, it's hard to block.
It wasn't a Superman punch because there was no knee feint. It was literally just elevation off of the canvas.
And Demko has to figure out a way to throw those hard right hands without getting countered.
Round 3.
He can't come with just a naked right hand. Couple double jab in, then the right hand, follow that up with a left hook. He's got those combos, not just one right hand.
See the active footwork of Ashton Cornelia to start round 3. Cornelia overhand right, overhand left.
And Cornelia is just chasing his opponent.
That's a clever turn from Demko off of the overhook to create space. Demko again, you see the high forearm, the heavy front shoulder, step in right hand, counter right hand, right back. Now Cornelia waving Demko forward after he landed the right hand. Shades of 1886 indeed, Chris.
I mean, and Demko just winded up with those right hands so hard. Cornelia sees him coming, gets out of the way, counters. Just, look, I mean, Cornelia's landing good punches. He's just not able to do much damage at this point.
Demko staying patient. See Demko again trying to work off of the jab, lead left hook, countering Cornelia just missing. 60 seconds remaining round 3. Bartley closing the ring, Travis Demko, good turn from Cornelia, overhook from Demko, and the heavy turn right back.
Step back, clean break, stop striking. Time.
Time called by John English. That is a very rare eye poke in BKFC.
Stay right there.
5 minutes on the injury clock.
Hand open. Little thumb didn't look like it really went in the eye. There it is. Okay, yeah. That's probably just Demko getting a little bit tired. He's wigged a lot of punches. He spent a lot of energy. You get tired, you get a little sloppy, the hand opens up.
Dr. Michael Schwartz with the assessment. He is the chief ringside / cageside physician for the Mohegan Tribe. Medical clearance from Dr. Schwartz of Ashton Cornelia. Time and right back to it. Round 3 resumes. Cornelia again active with his footwork. We saw that at the start off of scratch of round 3, and we saw that stepping in with the left hand.
And trying to step outside that lead foot is Cornelia. That's exactly what you need to do when you're southpaw versus right.
Short right hand lands from Demko, back to the inside. And again, claiming that he was poked in the eyes, Ashton Cornelia. Time called again by John English, and here come the boos from this Mohegan Sun crowd. Chris, we go 6 months in BKFC without seeing an eye poke. We've had 2 here in round 3.
And let's have a look. Putting the definitely, you can't really see from this angle, but definitely possible. Definitely has an open hand in the face.
Definitely was a face wash from Travis Demko.
And you have to wonder if this isn't, if it's Demko getting frustrated because he's not able to land these hard shots.
There's a 1-point deduction on the second eye poke issued to Travis Demko by referee John English.
And that really has to put Demko in a bad spot. He has to get a knockdown here. He was doing good the first round. He's really slowed the pace here in the next couple rounds.
Step in left hand. Time in again, round 3. Again, you heard the 10-second clack late here in round number 3.
He's got to be kicked in it again.
Very precarious towards the eye.
Oh, he
right
did it
back to
again.
it from John English. And there is the bell. We move to round 4.
And Demko has got to quit having an open hand and pushing his opponent's face. Demko's getting extremely frustrated. He's having trouble landing those power shots.
So, Chris, as you think about the 3 Mohegan Tribe judges scoring ringside, if they saw that as a 10-9 round for Travis Demko with the 1-point deduction, that's a 9-9 round. If they saw that as a 10-9 round for Ashton Cornelia, that then becomes a 10-8 round. If we go the distance, that might mean something. It might mean everything. It might mean nothing.
And, you know, the first round, very close. Both guys did a lot of damage. Hard to tell how they would have scored that, but I feel like Demko hasn't been able to land as much these last few rounds. Cornelia has been able to counter very effectively.
Round 4. Cornelia takes himself off of scratch. Resetting round 4. The step in right hand from Demko not there. An explosion forward from Ashton Cornelia. Cornelia through ropes 2 and 3.
That was a punch. That was not cousin Iowa.
Right back to it from John English.
And Demko feels like if he lands another good shot, he's putting him down because he hurt him.
Heavy forward pressure on the front shoulder, nearly leading with his head, Ashton Cornelia. Cornelia again claiming that he was poked in the eye.
Hold on,
this fight is over, and a win by disqualification for Ashton Cornelia.
I didn't see. Did he put his finger in his eye? Why are they disqualified? I mean, that could be a huge mistake. I didn't get to see it, but we have to look at it. I don't know if he pushed it, but his hand is open, but you cannot see if he doesn't look like. I mean, see the fingers right there. Yeah, the referee did have a much better look than we did. You couldn't see what was happening. It's like I mean, the fingers don't look like they're in the eye at all. But maybe it was something else. Maybe it was a hand in there. I don't know.
Well, Chris, one theme that continues, John English is an outstanding and a very pedigreed pro MMA referee. This is his BKFC debut. He has refereed house show bare knuckle in New Hampshire. But the theme continues. When high-level MMA referees come to BKFC, their first bout, something goes off of the rails. Yes, I'm talking about you, Mike Beltran. I'm talking about you, Gary Copeland. I'm talking about you, Kerry Hatley, and all of the rest. Something happens. It's not referee error. It's that the ball finds you. Something crazy happens in your BKFC debut as a high-level MMA referee. That's what we have here. A disqualification. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to repeated illegal eye pokes, our referee in charge of the action, John English, calls a stop to this fight at 34 seconds, round number 4, for your winner by way of disqualification, Ashton No Chance Cornelia.
Crazy ending for this fight. I will say Cornelia's really starting to figure out this sport, find his range, land good counter shots. I thought he was looking very good as this fight went on.
Eye pokes are exceedingly rare in BKFC. Also exceedingly rare, a disqualification. We had at least 3 eye pokes as ruled by referee John English, and we have a DQ as ruled by John English. Travis Demko, a very talented fighter, but the repeated eye pokes, the point deduction to Demko in round 3, the DQ in round 4. The winner by way of 4th round disqualification, Ashton Cornelia defeats Travis Demko.
All the way live from Satellite 5, pure chaos today. It's another crazy jam-packed show. You never know what you're going to get here.
Going viral across the internet, I wanted to try it at least once.
So when they slap that, it makes it extra red kind of thing?
With all the different things we got going on, we're going all over the world.
I'll beat the out of him. I'll give you 500. We're here to break news, and I'll break necks if I have to. Saturday, January 17th, bare Knuckle Fighting Championship returns. Julian Let Me Bang Lane puts his welterweight world title on the line against Dustin the Disciple Peg. No backing up, no excuses, just fists and legacy. In the co-main event, pro boxer Jamal Herring steps into BKFC for the first time. Matt Guyman plans to make him question that decision and send him back to boxing. Don't miss a moment of the action. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
BKFC Fight Night Mohegan Sun is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink, Fubo TV, Rasha, Alp Nicotine Pouches, and by Atemi Law. To the light heavyweight division we go. Our tale of the tape is presented by Fubo TV for Joe Peters versus David Burke.
Okay, Sean. Peters only a 1-inch height advantage, 2-inch reach advantage. Not that much. These two very similar from the tail of the tape.
David Burke set for BKFC bout number 1. He has had one pro MMA bout. In our fighter meeting, David Burke told us, I want to have an extremely fast and an extremely aggressive start. If this bout moves past the 60-second mark, then I will slow down, move to the outside, and try to showcase my technique.
Well, Burke feels like he's bigger than his opponent, stronger, faster, has more power. He wants to have a high-paced fight in your face the entire time.
Burke also said, I want to be very active with my jab. I'll utilize excellent footwork, and I will throw power punches early to set the tone in my favor.
And he wants to utilize that clinch. Once again, he feels like he's bigger and stronger, wants to push his opponent around, has to avoid his opponent's overhands, but get inside, push him around, be the bully.
Joe Peters enters 1-0 in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. His BKFC debut came this past June. Peters looked very good at defeating Drew Nolan by way of first-round knockout. Peters has had 9 MMA bouts, 2 in amateur boxing, 3 in amateur kickboxing. Peters told us, I'm going to showcase my skill set. I will have a smart and measured start. I will be extremely elusive on the outside.
Definitely wants to use more movement this time. He understands the range a little bit more. I liked one thing he said. He said, I'm going to fight in a Soviet style. That means very good, very elusive, very technical, and very smart.
We have heard that from Russian and Kazakh fighters, Chris. We have never heard that from an American fighter. As Joe Peters wants to use that 70s, 80s Soviet Union style, very classic striking style. Peters coming from Massachusetts, but that is a point well taken and well respected. Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Fight fans, here at the Mohegan Sun Arena, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Presented to you by Fubo TV. Watch live sports and TV without cable, including BKFC on Fubo TV. Start your 7-day free trial at FuboTV.com. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black with multicolor print. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, an even 185 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut, fighting out of Somersworth, New Hampshire. Here is David Burke. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black and white. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, an even 186 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1-0. Fighting out of Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Here is Joe Bam Bam Peters. And our referee in charge of the action, Edgar Lopez.
Joe Peters told us, I know David Burke, my opponent in this light heavyweight bout, is tough and athletic, but I believe if we go past 2 rounds, he will completely gas out. The bell, round number 1. Forward off of scratch in the multicolored trunks is David Burke. Black and white trunks on his back foot, Joe Peters.
Well, Burke's
and
trying
right on the naked too.
Burke's trying to throw those punches where he doesn't want it to go past 2.
Heavy, tight striking guard for David Burke coming through the mid-range off the right hand. Peters trying to stay elusive on the outside early.
Ooh.
Great sportsmanship. Peters told David Burke, your mouthpiece is out, pick it up. That's what happened. That's why you then saw the sporting touch of hands. The jab of David Burke. Peters trying to step in on the left hand, couldn't find it. Peters, as you see, a much more open striking guard. Tight, disciplined striking guard for David Burke coming forward. Peters using a more open striking guard, trying to stay elusive, trying to land the counter off of the pressure of Burke. 60 seconds remaining, round number 1. Burke trying to subtly cut off the ring, and there's a double left hand into the canvas goes David Burke.
And that was just a jab that did the damage. You can see Burke didn't look like he was ready for it, knocked him off balance. Oh, he's got a good cut on his lip already.
Mandatory 8 count given to David Burke by referee Edgar Lopez. Peters now turning up the pressure to the inside. Right back comes David Burke, and we're at 1 knockdown apiece.
Boy, these guys are going after it. I love it. You can see Burke has that sense of urgency. See if he goes for the finish right now, because this is a fantastic fight. Peters is right in this fight.
Peters dropping Burke. Burke off the canvas to drop Joe Peters. Closing stages, round number 1. Overhand right from David Burke. Right hand just off of the mark. Right hand again. Big left hand, right hand. To the canvas goes David Burke, and that is ruled as a knockdown.
As it should be.
Came right off of the canvas through punches, but clearly a knockdown. Excellent refereeing and recognition from Edgar Lopez. The mandatory 8, the bell. 2-1 on the knockdown count in favor of Joe Peters. We go to ref 2.
Coming to fight, both these guys. And look at that, is a nasty cut. And here's the first knockdown. Just right on the button. You can see that probably is what caused that first cut on his face. And here's Burke coming right back with hard, powerful shots. Yelling at his opponent. Like he just off balance got hit. And Peters coming with that hard right hand, just ready to knock his opponent down after he'd already been knocked down.
I believe we will have a medical timeout. I see Dr. Michael Schwartz from the Mohegan Tribe, Department of Athletic Regulation, on the apron. There's the time. Edgar Lopez will now send Joe Peters to a neutral part of the BKFC ring, and here's the medical assessment. David Burke from Dr. Schwartz. This fight is over! Stuck on the cut! Joe Peters now 2-0 in BKFC.
And you can just see how upset Burke is. Felt like he had a great chance of winning this fight.
Would have been best fight of the night, just saying.
You can see Burke is furious at this point, just so mad that he didn't get a chance. Got that knockdown. All for naught. Wow.
David Burke obviously disappointed, but despite the loss, Burke did some very good things. Showed some real skill and power in this his BKFC debut. Our crafted replay presented by Forged Irish Stout.
That's all it took. A little overhand left that landed. That bone on bone. No glove to stop. That's what caused it. Wasn't that hard of a punch. It just landed perfectly, Sean.
But then Burke showing his character, his heart, and indeed his power off of the canvas to drop Joe Peters, and then dropped again by Peters, closing stages of round number 1. The medical timeout, so this officially will go down is a TKO due to physician stoppage, 2 minutes of round number 1. Joe Peters 2-0 in BKFC. David Burke, again, clearly disappointed. He wanted to continue, but he definitely showed power and he showed technique in his BKFC debut in this defeat.
And Burke, you can tell even in our interview, he acted like his opponent didn't even belong in the ring. He thought 100% he was going to walk through his opponent, not how it ended tonight.
Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of our ringside physician, our referee in charge of the action, Edgar Lopez, calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Joe Bam Bam Peters.
And Peters looked very relaxed, calm, got up off the canvas to get another knockdown. He looked phenomenal. I know it's unfortunate the fight ended like that, but that's all it takes. You land a good punch, get a good cut. That's his sport, Sean.
That's a nice moment between these two very talented 185ers, Joe Peters and David Burke. Both fighters showing power, showing character coming off of the canvas. 3 knockdowns in round number 1. Peters dropping Burke, Burke dropping Peters, and then Peters dropping Burke at the end of round 1. Before the start of round number 2, the physician stoppage, and that is it. The winner by way of TKO due to physician stoppage. 2 minutes of round 1. Joe Peters defeats David Burke.
Saturday, January 17th, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship returns. Julian Let Me Bang Lane puts his welterweight world title on the line against Dustin the Disciple Peg. No backing up, no excuses, just fists and legacy. In the co-main event, pro boxer Jamal Herring steps into BKFC for the first time. Matt Guyman plans to make him question that decision and send him back to boxing. Don't miss a moment of the action. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
February 7th, Xfinity Mobile Arena.
This is the most entertaining fighting in fighting, man.
Fight fans of Philly! Knucklemania 6 in Philly.
Heavyweights for you now. Guillermo Viana versus Aleem Whitfield. Our tale of the tape is presented by Alp Nicotine Pouches.
And Viana with a 2-inch height advantage, 2-inch reach advantage, 2.5 centimeter fist size advantage. Let's see if any of that makes a difference.
This is fight number 2 in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship for Aleem Whitfield. He is 9-1 in pro boxing. Whitfield, an outstanding amateur under the USA boxing system. Whitfield competed in the 2008 U.S. Olympic boxing trials. In our fighter meeting, Aleem Whitfield told us, I am really focused on throwing more straight punches in this, my second bout in BKFC. I'm also really focused on using a much tighter striking guard.
He's utilized head movement. He figures he needs to counter a lot more in this fight. He's bigger, or he's stronger, he has more power, he's faster, but he has to utilize it.
Whitfield also told us, I want to continually be first. I will turn out and counter if my opponent Guillermo Viana clinches. I need to use lateral movement. I need to use smart pressure.
Not only does he want to be first, Sean, he wants to be last. He wants to make his opponent quit. But he's got to utilize that jab to get inside.
The Brazilian, now based here in Connecticut, Guillermo Viana. This is his BKFC debut. Viana has had 13 pro MMA bouts, including 1 in PFL. Viana told us, at the start of this fight, I'm not going to explode forward off of scratch. What I will do is smartly assess my opponent, Aleem Whitfield. I want to be very adaptable throughout. I will work to establish the clinch, but I will not rush recklessly into the clinch.
Well, he's going to utilize that jab quite a bit. Wants to push his opponent back. Lots of 1s and 2s, straight punches, make his opponent pay.
Viana also said, I cannot allow Whitfield to stay in boxing range, get comfortable on the outside. I have to put him against the ropes. I have to eventually work to the inside, be active with my clinch, be very active on the inside throughout.
He knows he's fighting a boxer. He wants to take his time, figure out his timing, time that jab, and then counter.
Back to the ring, and Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Alt Nicotine Pouches. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and red. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, an even 238 pounds. He holds a pro boxing record of 9 victories opposite a single defeat, and tonight he toes the line for the second time. Fighting out of Geneva, New York, here is Aleem the Hammer Whitfield. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears white. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. His official weight, an even 247 pounds. His MMA record stands at 9 victories opposite 4 defeats. And tonight he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Waterbury, Connecticut, by way of Porto Alegre, Brazil. Here is Garrett and our referee in charge of the action, Edgar Lopez.
Guillermo Viana told us, I know Aleem Whitfield has power from the outside. I have to throw power with my jabs to work to the inside. Round number 1. White trunks for the Brazilian, now based here in Connecticut, Guillermo Viana. Black trunks for the fighter from Geneva, New York, Aleem Whitfield. Pressure immediately for the Brazilian Guillermo Viana.
Viana trying to stay right in his range.
Overhand right thrown by Whitfield. There's the jab from Viana.
Viana talked about utilizing the jab, talking about trying to make his opponent throw his and counter with the right.
Whitfield by design keeping his hands very low, trying to bait in Viana. Big swing and a miss from Aleem Whitfield. We're going to miss again with the right hand to the inside. Heavy on the half-side plunge goes Viana.
You have to think that is the area Viana should excel, that inside. Ooh, good body work, man.
And down goes Aleem Whitfield.
And Whitfield had just thrown a couple good body shots. Left his head wide open. It was just a jab that knocked him down. And look at the look of shock. Whitfield like, what just happened?
Right back to it off the mandatory 8 from referee Edgar Lopez.
And that's got to give Viana some great confidence on all he has to do is land punches.
Viana told us in our fighter meeting, I will throw power jabs. We just saw a power jab that put Aleem Whitfield on the canvas.
You got to be careful though. Whitfield power. He's coming winging shots.
Overhand right, that's blocked. Big shots, high tight striking guard. Well done defensively by Guillermo Viana.
Viana just looks so relaxed, so calm.
30 seconds remaining, round number 1 of this heavyweight battle. Audacious leaping left hook from Whitfield. Double right hand from Viana to the inside. Viana from the half-time plunge, short right hand. There's the separation from Edgar Lopez.
And that really favors an MMA fighter who understands that inside fighting compared to a boxer.
Viana on his front foot, Whitfield on his back foot. Again, the big jab just off the mark from Viana. Overhand right, again a swing and a miss from Whitfield. We go to round 2.
And here's the good body work. Good 1-2, just a jab. Just a right and a left hand of the body. Whitfield then just a simple jab. Put Whitfield down.
Headed your way, it is our main card. Scan the QR code now. In this evening's main event, you will see a key bout in the heavyweight division. UFC veteran Parker Porter enters 2-0 with 2 first-round finishes in BKFC versus Anthony Garrett. Garrett, the 17-bout pro MMA veteran, is 3-0 in bare knuckle fighting championship. All three of those victories by way of first-round knockout. And the luchador, Samurai del Sol, will be in the corner of Anthony Garrett. Set for round number 2 of this heavyweight bout. Our final prelim on this stacked BKFC Fight Night Mohegan Sun card. The BKFC 2025 finale. Jeremy Viana versus Aleem Whitfield. To the canvas goes Whitfield, and there's the right hand.
Very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a punch that knocked Whitfield down, but he was on the ground when he got hit.
Time called by referee Edgar Lopez. Viana immediately apologized, but that was clearly an illegal punch by Viana to the grounded Whitfield.
So strange. Whitfield coming in and ends up on the ground.
So that was not a knockdown sequence. If it was a knockdown, the knockdown would count, and then time would be called, but that was ruled as a slip by Edgar Lopez.
But it almost looked like the punch started to be thrown before his knee did hit the ground, or it's very close. I mean, I feel like he won't watch. Whitfield throws a punch. He's going towards the ground as the punch is being thrown. Here, the punch is being thrown as the knee hit the ground. So, I don't know. I don't think that should be considered really illegal, but...
Chris, the same situation in MMA would be a knee to the head of a grounded fighter.
They're taking away a point, though.
There was the 1-point deduction given to Jeremy Viana, so that, in essence, cancels out his knockdown in round number 1.
Yeah.
1-point deduction, again, that's the punch. Illegal to the grounded Whitfield, not a knockdown off of the slip. So the knockdown by Viana in round 1. And now Viana losing a point here. Punching the grounded Whitfield on the slip in round 2. Right back to it, time in round 2.
I'd like to see Viana go with the body with those powerful shots.
The inside comes Aleem Whitfield. Whitfield back to the outside. There's the jab to the body from Jeremy Viana. 70 seconds remaining round 2. Hard left hook from Viana.
Both these guys are throwing some power.
Right off the 1-2. Double jab from the Brazilian left hook from Viana, showing his creativity. Whitfield loading up, taking himself to the canvas on the swing and the miss. It was a slip correctly, so immediately by Edgar Lopez. That was full rotation of Whitfield.
Look at that good head movement by Whitfield, just showing that high-level boxing while he's 9-1 as a pro boxer. Oh!
Big right hand from Viana, trying to time the head movement of Whitfield.
But that head movement, it's going to be hard to hit. That's why he needs to go to the body.
Controlling the head now from the time on Jeremy Viana. To the clinch. 20 seconds remaining, round number 2.
Once again, easy to move the head, very hard to move the body.
Big overhand right by Whitfield, and Viana walked through it. Whitfield taking himself backwards. Viana staying on his front foot. And second black right to the body from Viana. Knockdown number 2.
There's that power, just different level. Another straight punch, that's it, that's it.
Let's go. Love it, Dad.
Jeremy Viana dropping Aleem Whitfield with the jab in round number 1. And in round number 2, Viana losing a point from referee Edgar Lopez as he punched with the right hand. The grounded Aleem Whitfield, who was grounded on the slip. Undeterred Viana, the left hook. And that proves to be the final punch of the fight. Game, set, match, Jeremy Viana. Let the celebration begin for the Brazilian based here in Connecticut. Viana is a quality fighter. I commentated him during his Bellator run. He then moved to PFL, and now has made BKFC's heavyweight division that much deeper.
That's fun. Love it.
Aleem Whitfield,
Such a
slick heavyweight. You saw his movement upper body and the head movement on the outside, but the power shone through, as well as the persistence and the range control to the inside from Garrett and Viana.
Let's go.
Big contrast in striking styles in that heavyweight bout. The MMA-based striking of Garrett and Viana. Classic pro boxing striking style of Aleem Whitfield.
Something like that. My boys.
Whitfield told us he wanted to showcase active head movement. Indeed, he did. But Garrett and Viana ultimately snatching the half-tie plunge to, in essence, negate the head movement of Aleem Whitfield. And Viana landing hard on the inside. That left hook to the finish. Our strike stats presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink. You see the accuracy rate of Garrett and Viana at 60% and 2-0 on the knockdowns. 1 in round 1 and 2 to the finish in round 2. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge of the action, Edgar Lopez, steps in calling a stop to this fight at 1 minute 59 seconds, round number 2. For your winner by KO, Guilherme Viana.
Hey, congratulations on a great fight. You look phenomenal for your first time out here. Looked like you came out, you were landing some jabs that got the knockdown. Was that the game plan going into the fight?
Yeah, the game plans I always do what my boxing coach in Brazil teach me, Professor Fraga, you know, and I'm proud to represent him, proud to have all those guys, Lucas, Nigel, the whole Viana Bros Fight Club behind, you know, supporting us. We build a nice community there. You're building champions.
MMA career, can we see more of you in the BKFC? And if so, is there anybody you want to fight next?
Man, have a chicken from Cabo Verde who's talking a lot of bullshit, and I know he's fight for you guys. So I love to challenge that. Mad Chicken de Castro, I'm here. Sign the contract. If not, I'll pay a visit in your gym. I'm a man. You are a chicken.
Okay, well, hey, thank you very much. Great job. I can't wait to see you again.
A quality win in his BKFC debut for Garrett and Viana. Again, Aleem Whitfield, a very pedigreed boxer, a 2008 U.S. Olympic boxing trialist, 9-1 in his pro boxing career. Whitfield wanted to stay elusive on the outside, but Viana heavy in the mid-range on the inside, the jab dropping Whitfield in round 1, and that left hook finishing Whitfield in round 2. The winner by way of second round KO, Garrett and Viana defeats Aleem Whitfield.
All the way live from Satellite 5, pure chaos today. It's another crazy jam-packed show. You never know what you're going to get here.
Going viral across the internet, I wanted to try it at least once.
So when they slap that, it makes it extra red kind of thing?
With all the different things we got going on.